was your personal experience like on that behalf of it? Or was it the same thing? You walked into the studio, they knew that Ice Shaker was going to be presented, and then they saw you walk out on on the floor, and they got excited for the Gronk brothers.
It's actually super interesting. The Sharks don't know anything about you except your first name only. So when you walk out on that stage, they know Chris is coming out there. They don't know the name of the product. They don't want the Sharks to have the opportunity to research it at all beforehand. And they had no idea my brothers were there. We actually flew them out on a red eye. They got there that morning, and really only the producers knew they were there. They actually hid them in the back room in the green room until it was time to go, just so that no one knew that they were there. So when we walked out there, or they came out of the back room and did a flying chest bump with me, the Sharks, that was the first time they really knew who I was because I didn't even mention my last name in the pitch. So pretty cool. The show it's legit. It's the real deal. They're putting real money in, and on top of that, like the really the biggest thing that they're putting in is their time and effort and their due diligence. So they're on there to make real deals, to make real money, and they send over their actual money, and it's a live real interview where I was out there for over an hour, just getting asked every question possible. And when you watch it on TV, they cut it down to the best 8 minutes. But the Sharks knew everything about me at that point. When they actually went to invest money into the company, they knew my history from all the way from my first job, as a paper boy and an umpire and working for my dad through college, what I did for money, and my past experience with my wife's business. They asked all these questions before they ever threw an offer out there. So it's not just entertainment. That's what you see on TV, but it's more about actually investing in real companies that they think are actually going to be successful.
Wow, that is a crazy story. And then one other thing I just got to ask about Shark Tank, deal or no deal. Of course, you got a deal with Cuban and A-Rod, but deal or no deal, do they let the contestants, meet Mark Cuban after if you didn't get a deal, or Damon John, or is that if you fail, you walk out of the building and there was your 5 minutes of fame, you're done? Do you get
Yeah,
it?
so we actually didn't have an opportunity to talk at all afterwards. So they're filming multiple episodes back to back to back. We were the first episode on that morning, mostly because my brother had an appearance later that day and they had to get him out of there. But we maybe talked for 30 seconds to a minute after we finished filming. And then we didn't have an opportunity at all to catch up afterwards. And then we all left town. So yeah, it's interesting. Like you really don't have that opportunity